sometimes the individual can look at a person's life and think they know how did they grow, how was they kept, where did strength come from? We know it's from God. But what do an individual do when they struggle and they're weak? In order to be a really effective leader, you can't just be a person that went to some school and learned the Bible. You would have to go through the process so you can understand the hurts and the pains and the failures of the people that you're supposed to minister to. And a lot of times, what we have today is people who just have the letter, which killeth, and not the spirit, and the compassion to understand. I went through a drought after I was saved. And when you get saved and then you're stuck on a level, I went through that drought for a while, for about a year. And I wasn't backsliding, but I wasn't moving like I thought I should. I call it stuck on a level. And I never forget that night I heard a message and it said, if you set me free, I'll teach transgressors. And I told the Lord that night that I would start helping people. And because I was so uneasy being saved and not moving, just stuck. Went through financial problems, went through fighting the flesh and the whole process of life. And so a person is not really that true compassionate leader if they haven't been through anything. You got too many folks that want to lead with just gifts and talents and not experience. Experience from what? Glorifying God through tribulation, giving God the glory. And when I began to even study this, it's a spirit that women supposed to have, a nurturing spirit. A woman, they get to a certain stage in life, that nurture in them. It's time to have babies. They have a nurturing spirit. But in the society today, you can see something that's totally different, that's birthed. And they can get pregnant, they can have a baby, and they can feed the child milk and whatever they feed them. But the nurturing mentality goes beyond. And that's why in today's society, the false prophet, the woman pastor, is so popular because she knows how to nurture. And in God's kingdom, you have born again believers which go back to a baby state in the spirit. And she has that nurturing spirit which is automatically in her. And so she'll nurture. It ain't right, but she can nurture a baby. And many have been received the Holy Ghost under leaders of this nature, and they can't grasp all truth because the only thing that they remember, I had a real experience with this person. And it's hard for them to digest because they were birthed under the spirit of error with nurture. Do y'all love the Lord? So let's notice this spirit in Luke 4, Let's see. We're going to just cover some women in the Bible and see their mentality serving my leader. Tell somebody I got to serve my leader. I got to serve my leader. But if you can't even serve your husband, you can't serve your leader. Because you were supposed to be serving God before you even got married. So servanthood should have already been there, because before you got married, you should have been married to God and submissive to God. And then the whole process of it, you understood automatically how to serve your husband and you were supposed to be ministering to your leader before you got married. A lot of you all just be thirsty. You don't be looking your potential spouse, do your potential spouse serve their God and their leader, because that's how they're going to treat you. That's the process of it. And everything, it does not yet appear, so everything don't look a certain way. So if I say, hey, watch that, look at that, that's what you're going to receive in the process of it. Do y'all love the Lord? Luke 4 in your Bibles, in the 38th and 39th verse, read.
And he arose out of the synagogue and entered into Simon's house. And Simon's wife's mother was taken with a great fever, and they besought him for her. And he stood over her and rebuked the fever, and it left her. And immediately she arose and ministered unto them.
It's the mindset of the person that understands God just used the man to bless me. Now, we're looking at the mentality of these women of God in this day and time here that we're reading about. Now, she's sick, got a fever, and realized a man of God just came and prayed for her. So her immediate response, she rose and ministered to him. She know he cannot leave him except I do something for him. I'm not going to allow him to come here in my life and bless me like this. Now, mind you, the Bible speaks of Simon as Peter's wife, mother. But there's another woman that God don't even want to talk about. That's Peter's wife, Simon's wife, mother. We haven't read a thing about Simon's wife. So it's not like she wasn't raised in the proper environment. It's just something life, some people just take on a spirit. So Simon's wife obviously wasn't nothing like Simon's mother-in-law, because he went over there and they prayed for her, and she immediately got up and ministered. But the Bible won't say one word about Simon's wife. There's a different breed. And since to now today it's a norm, so it seems a norm, and anybody who has this nurturing spirit is considered abnormal. This humble, motherly, nurturing spirit in the kingdom of God is considered abnormal. Something wrong with them. Why are you so easy? Why are you so kind? Don't you see the way they treat you, the way they do you? I wouldn't take that if I were you. So they could very easily pull, if you ain't got that proper relationship with God, you just be pulled into the clique of Jezebel. I want to be saved. It's one thing I could say, that ever since I've been saved, I had servitude mindset, serving to God with the humility of mind. I always had a servant mentality. Still do have a servant mentality. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be this. I'm just honored to be this. Now, I want to be better than me. Tell somebody, I want to be better than me. But you shouldn't want to be better than me. I want to be better than me, but you shouldn't want to be better than me. You should have a servant's mentality. Because the further you lift me up, the further you can come up. The further you lift your leader up, the further you can come up. You can have the cars, the money, the house, you can have all that stuff, but don't mean you're enjoying it. You in order to enjoy it in God, your leader need to be up there. He need to be lifted up. Okay, so suppose you do have it. Suppose you do have the car. Suppose you do have the house. Suppose you do have the bank account. How do you live this life? Somebody tell God thank you. Let's notice here in 2 King in your Bible, 2 King, the 4th chapter, and start beginning reading at the 8th verse. Read.
And it fell on a day that Elisha passed to Shunem, where was a great woman, and she constrained him to eat bread. And so it was, that as oft as he passed by, he turned in thither to eat bread. And she said unto her husband, Behold now, I perceive that this is a holy man of God.
She immediately understands this is a holy man of God. So let me do something for future. I need to invest into this man of God for the future. Cause he passing by right now, and I have an opportunity to bless this man. So even though I ain't really longing for nothing right now, let me do something for future's sake. 2 Kings 4 and 10, read.
Let us make a little chamber.
Let us make a little chamber.
I pray thee, on the wall, and let us set for him there a bed, and a table, and a stool, and a candlestick. And it shall be, when he cometh to us, that he shall turn in thither.
She said, let's build a little bedroom somewhere, a little chamber somewhere, and have it that whenever he passed by again, that we're going to make sure he stopped by here. Every time he's traveling this way, he know he got a place to rest. Now, mind you, she ain't really longing for nothing. She just realized the mindset, he gonna man of God. Hey, let's make sure that when he traveling this way again, that he gonna stop right here. Let's build a little chamber for him. It's a different mindset today. It's all about me. Won't you build me a house? Won't you do this for me? I don't understand why everybody treat me this way. Let's see what happened. 2 Kings 4 and 11, read.
And it fell on a day that he came thither, and he turned into the chamber and lay there. And he said to Gehazi, his servant, Call the Shunammite. And when he had called her, she stood before him. And he said unto him, Say now unto her, Behold, thou hast been careful for us with all this care. What is to be done for thee? Wouldest thou be spoken for to the king, or to the captain of the host? And she answered, I dwell among mine own people. And he said, What then is it to be done for her? And Gehazi answered, Verily she hath no child, and her husband is old. And he said, Call her. And when he had called her, she stood in the door. And he said, About this season, according to the time of life, thou shalt embrace a son. And she said, Nay, my lord, thou man of God, do not lie unto thine handmaid. And the woman conceived, and bare a son at the season that Elisha had said unto her.
There's a lot of stuff going on in your life because you haven't invested into your leader. Because all he got to do is just open up his mouth. He opened up his mouth from servanthood, not just because you remember. That I told somebody the other day. I said, matter of fact, it was Eddie. I said, man, you holding up our leader arms. There ain't no way God gonna miss blessing you. You serve him. You serve him. Ain't no way God finna go around you. It's something coming down the road. Tell somebody this is for future sake. People wonder, I want me now. I want me now. This is what I want now. Now, mind you, she didn't even ask for no child. She didn't tell. She said, I'm with my own people. I'm good. I'm good in the neighborhood I'm living in. I'm good. I'm with my own people. I'm fine. I ain't trying to be like nobody. Let me tell you something. I realize that you're a man of God, and I would like for you to stop by my house whenever you're traveling. Because right now, I'm good. So somebody else had to go and say something in her behalf. Tell her condition and her situation. Do y'all love the Lord? Somebody tell God thank you. Somebody tell him thank you. How are the different ways can you minister to leadership in the process of it? There's virtue that go out in us. There's virtue go out from the musicians, from the pastors, the speakers, from leadership. It goes out, and they need to be ministered to in the process of it. One of the ways you minister to a man of God, that's very rare because you don't have the humility of mind woman today. It takes a certain spirit, a certain mindset, and a certain hair. Do y'all love the Lord? Luke 7:37, read. It's in your lesson, 7:37.
And behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner.
Now, this wasn't no church-born woman. There was a culture-born woman who understood a woman's place. What? Again, spotting somebody who holy and needing something from a holy man that only a holy man can give, which was a sinner. Read.
When she knew that Jesus sat at meat in the Pharisee's house, bought an alabaster box of ointment, and stood at his feet behind him weeping.
Now she at his feet weeping. Read.
And began to wash his feet with tears.
She washing his feet with tears.
And did wipe them with the hairs of her head.
Not no weed. Read.
And kissed his feet, and anointed them with the ointment.
It's a process of serving. Now, and some sisters, you don't even want to do it. That's you might have Syrophoenician woman have who we just read about in your head. I don't know. Might be, 2,000 years old. What's up? You that sinner have. So weave, sister, who have you anointing feet with? And if you just got 1.5 inches, then you got to just ball it. You got to use that. I ain't say cut it. Y'all love the Lord. It's a life that we live, and I don't live a life to try to impress people. I just want to be real. I don't want to be saved and just be conditioned to adapt what everybody else doing. I want a real relationship with God. I really want to love God people. I really want to serve God people. I don't want a title and walk around with a title and just say I'm bishop and ain't really doing the work of a bishop. I want to be real. It's impossible to do this without the love of God because you don't always get the response back from who you serve. You can serve people that don't care for you. Do y'all love the Lord? Somebody tell God thank you. Somebody tell him thank you. Again, we remember the Shunammite woman built the chamber. Made the chamber for the man of God. And Luke 10 and 38, read.
Now it came to pass, as they went, that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house.
So this was a custom when a holy man come along. Look, you know what the honor is? Bringing him to your house. Let's get this man in our house. Whatever we do for this man in our house, whether we buy him some food or cook a dinner or whatever, just get him in here, and then something can come on him while he in our house. He can just get up and say, Lord, bless this house, bless this family. And then we need him to come in our house. We need him to serve us. Lord, I want to tell you thank you. And when he serves us, we need to minister to him. We need to minister to him. We want to make something come out of his mouth. We want to do something for him to make him look at us and say, Lord, bless him. Just bless him, Lord. Look at how they just laboring and doing for me. Bless him, Lord. Do something special for them. I said, let me get this man of God in my house so he can open up his mouth. And I can receive whatever he finna say. Do y'all love the Lord? Now let's notice here in Matthew 25, when Jesus starts speaking to his people about serving him. And he told them, he said, now, you didn't serve me properly. You didn't do for me. Matthew 25 and 31, read.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye, blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto me? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire.
Why are they cursed? Read.
Prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat.
I was hungry, and you gave me no meat. Read.
I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in, naked, and ye clothed me not, sick, and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal.
Tell somebody, you better treat me right. You can sit in here with your little nasty attitude all you want. You better treat me right, or you going down yonder. Look at 2 or 3 people. You better treat me right. I ain't asking you nothing. I'm telling you, you better treat me. And then you look back at them and say, you better treat me right. You come on here. See, you don't see me wondering, but people have hidden agendas when they're around. They gossiping. They messy. They talk. And so I ain't even worry about it. I know one thing. If you don't treat me right, you're going to have a problem. Then it ain't going to be me. Do y'all love the Lord? Serving my leader. Serving the leader at whatever capacity and level that they're on. It's going to benefit you to learn how to serve. You get your little car and you don't want nobody to ride it. You get your little house and you don't want nobody to come to it. Get your little money and you don't want to do nothing for the kingdom. All you do is just take the cares of this world, just choke you. You wrestle with paying your tithes and your offering, and then you actually think you blessed because you got stuff. Man, when you land in that casket, you ain't gonna take none of that stuff with you. They ain't no telling who gonna have it when you gone. You spent your whole life building on, I got this, I got this, I got this. You ain't no telling what people gonna do. You can be and cherish something, and then you die, and then they say, how much is this worth? They say, sell it. It's been in the family for 1,000 years. Sell it. How much we can get for this? Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. It's a certain mindset. It's a certain heart. Want to serve God and his people. Y'all love the Lord? I know I got to be obedient to God and I got to serve God, but my heart shows my love to God is my servanthood to you. So my love for God is manifested through my love and ministering to you. And it's not just because you do things for me, because I done did for you, and some of you all just do what you have to because you're busy building your kingdom. You're busy building it. Y'all love the Lord? I remember when I prepped my home for Bishop Ross to come there and eat. Oh, my wife went to cleaning up, cooking a special meal. We just wanted the pastor there. We just wanted him there. Y'all was there, Joanna? No, don't worry about it. But I remember we my wife cleaning up the house, fix this meal, and boy, I got pictures somewhere. They probably on Flickr. I got pictures somewhere. Man, we were just excited. Pastor coming to the house to eat, and I'm thinking, man, he finna eat off a fork out our house, plate out our house, eat out the pot. We got some food here, everything he's touched gonna be blessed. Because he came over our house and ate. And man, I felt so good. Then I couldn't wait to get my leader, Apostle Cal. He always taking me to eat somewhere. To serve my leader. It's the mindset of a servanthood. I want to bless the man of God. Sometimes you know, I do things for my leader without looking for acknowledgement. I slip a cash out to him and don't say nothing to him and nobody else. It ain't even in the record books that Bishop McLeod gave such and such amount. I just shot it over there. I just shot it over there. You know, because for future take, just in case I need something that I don't need right now. Let me just invest into my future with this man of God. I'm just gonna bless him like that. Because right now I'm good. Since I'm good, let me bless the man of God. Even if you ain't doing too good, that's the time to bless him. So you can get good. Tell somebody you need to get good. I'm trying to wait. I gave when I didn't have much. I needed about, I don't know what it was, about almost $1,000. I think I had about 200. You know, I said, well, you know, my flesh said, hold on to this 200 and then add it up. You know, hold on it, then you're gonna get some more money, and then you're gonna get about half that 1,000, then you're gonna pay your bill. You know, and most of the time I was already used to it. I got that 200, I'm finna spend it. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And then the whole, I ain't got none of the 1,000. So I said to myself, look, I know this money gonna talk. You know money talk. You could have it sitting over there for a rainy day. It gonna talk on a sunny day. The sun shining. They gonna say, hey, don't you know I'm over here in this draw? Then you know you need something. And boy, the thing looked like it's so serious. You know, this is really a necessity. I really do need it. So I said to myself, let me get rid of this money. I ain't got but $200. Let me just go give it. And I did it. And before the day over with, God returned it. You don't get upset. Well, didn't the Lord tell you to give me some of your income tax? That ain't the way it works. I'm giving it. I'm blessing the man of God because he worked for God. God hired him, but you're supposed to pay him. That's your job. It's your job. God used you to pay him. Y'all don't hear me. That's what he hired you to do. I ain't got nothing to do in church. Yes, you do. You got a job. Tell the Lord thank you. Mark 14. Let's go to Romans 15 and 25. Read.
But now I go unto Jerusalem to minister unto the saints.
So it's supposed to be a life. Now, you have to be very careful because sometimes people are just underdog lovers. And then you need to find out, why is this person down? Is this person down because God cursed them, or are they down because of disobedience? Or is this person really trying to live for God and just going through a struggle, but God wants us to help them? I'm not just catering to individuals just because they're down, because they could be down because they don't pay their tithes and their offering properly. Matter of fact, you gave your testimony yet? Okay, all right. You're going to give it tonight, ain't you? Sure live. All right. You want to give it on live stream? Okay, come on up here. Make it sharp now. We let she can play. But wait a minute. You want to experiment with the camera? Sit on down right there. Sit down right there. Keyshawn we finna put you on live stream. Somebody tell the Lord thank you. Somebody tell him thank you. Get a little Iris on there with nappy hair. and everything. Get a short version of your testimony.
For the past 3 weeks, I started to DoorDash, and I've always paid my tithes, but these 3 weeks, I did not pay my tithes right. I didn't, and all of a sudden, um, my clothes was piling up. Didn't have the money to go washing, and everything was like falling apart, including my prayer life. It seemed raggedy. Within myself, I felt something was wrong, and to make it short, basically, I was talking to Sister Rose, and then Sister Latoya last night didn't know the Lord was using her. Sister Rose didn't know the Lord was using her. And both of them was talking about how it's important to pay your tithes, and the Lord was dealing with me, and I thought something. Maybe that's the reason why my life right now is so messed up. So basically, last night I fixed it. I called my man of God, and he was telling me how to fix it, and I did. I fixed my tithes yesterday, and from the time I got up this morning, the Lord opened up windows back to back. It was a saint. She sometimes comes here. She basically got half of my dirty clothes out of my car, took them to her house. Now, this out of the blue. She called me and offered. She filled up my gas. She filled up my car tank on full. And basically, God gave me the money to wash my clothes, like wash my clothes. And I realized this back to back, all of this happened within one day, right after the day I fixed my ties of what I messed up on. So
Sometime you need to check and see who you helping. Are they down because of some other reason? Y'all love the Lord? So a lot of times people help the people who they hang with, who they like. I said, well, I do that. I help people that don't nothing happen for me, but you can sow. You plant a seed out there in the middle of that concrete road, it ain't growing nothing. You can go and get a good, nice seed and plant it in that concrete, it ain't gonna do nothing. Your seed gotta be planted on good ground. If I'm gonna invest, I'm gonna invest into good ground. So there is a struggle that a person could have, and they are giving, and it ain't just tithes, it's tithes and offering, in the process of it. So when a person, so all of a sudden, she paid them last night, and all of this stuff happened today. God was letting her know clearly, this is something that you don't play with. Now, she wasn't just talking about her natural aspect of life, she was talking about her spiritual aspect of life too. So is that person bitter because it's something that they're not doing properly? Or are they down because God wants us to help them? Somebody tell God thank you. That's the purpose of setting up ministry like this. Many of you was in a situation where you needed a place to stay or couldn't afford a place on your own, and you came here and you didn't pay nothing like you paid in the world, and then you got people here that want to take advantage of the kingdom. They don't give properly. But you get out there, you ask some of the people who used to live at the church and they got their own place now. You tell them people, I ain't got nothing this month. I ain't got nothing this month. You tell them again next month. You won't be there the third month. You sure won't. Tell them like bill people, hey, y'all hold up. I ain't got enough this week. Tell me, just give me. See, I ain't never seen what y'all got up here. Y'all can pay $20 on your light bill and all that. Give me 4 hours worth, huh? I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. My goodness, you can just pay a little something. Give me a little something on it. I got 4 more hours for you. Y'all love the Lord? How are you to be remembered? What is this stuff that I can take to the grave with me? How do people analyze you today and look at you? Romans 16. When the man of God started acknowledging the people that really blessed him. Read.
I commend unto you Phoebe, our sister, which is a servant of the church, which is at Centria, that ye receive her in the Lord, and becometh saints, and that ye assist her in whatsoever business she hath need of you.
Now make sure you assist her in whatever business she have need of. Make sure you saints assist her. Why? Because she blessed me. Read.
For she hath been a securer of many, and of myself also.
Not only did she bless me, but she did it for a whole lot of saints. She did it for many. Read.
Greet Priscilla and Aquila, my helpers in Christ Jesus.
He said, now I want now what these people did something for the man of God, and he want them blessed. He could speak it out of his mouth. Greet them. Make sure you treat them right. Make sure you talk to them properly. These are the people that hold up my arms. These are the people that support me. Read.
Who have for my life laid down their own necks.
Who, he said, for my life, they laid down their own necks. They weren't just sitting there, just saying, gimme, my name is Jimmy. This is what I want. Look what I got. He said, who have for my life laid down their own necks. Now this talking about a saint for the man of God. Read.
Unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles. Likewise, greet the church that is in their house. Salute my well-beloved.
Y'all love the Lord? Now, it's something here that you can miss. Read that fourth verse, Romans 16 and 4.
Who have for my life laid down their own necks, unto whom not only I give thanks, but also all the churches of the Gentiles.
It's in one, they laid down their life, and the process of it is, he say, also to the churches of the Gentiles. Because my own people, them Hebrews, them brothers, my sisters, they done changed. He said, but you know what? Them churches over there, the Gentiles, the predominantly Gentile churches, they make sure they take care of us. Use Gentile. They make sure, but my butter, that nigga got on pants just like me. Butter. Paul say, especially when I go over there, they bless me real good. Make sure you treat them right. I'm speaking this out my mouth. Look at that 6th verse. What it say? Romans 16 and 6.
Greet Mary, who bestowed much labor on us.
He said, now make sure that these people who laboring for us, he said, because let me tell you something. Why am I telling you to do this? Because already, it's stuff already came out my mouth about them. While they sitting there serving me, I'm saying, Lord, bless them, Lord. Bless this house. Bless this family. Bless them, Lord. These words came out while they were ministering to me. These thoughts came to me. To utter this while they ministering to me. So now that I'm leaving, make sure y'all treat them right. Because now they done came into the category, I'm going to bless them that bless you, and I'm going to curse them that curse you. Your problem is you started looking for a blessing, and you're supposed to be the blessing. I don't want you lying now, but somebody need to say to their own self, I am the blessing. I'm the blessing. I'm the blessing. How you think the atmosphere just changed when the bishop come to town? Just come to town. The atmosphere changed. Everything changed. You're supposed to be that. You're supposed to make it. Man, I can't wait to get back up there to Mississippi. Them saints up there, boy, they lay it out. They have it laid out. Y'all love the Lord? I got it laid out for y'all tonight. I'm going to feed all y'all tonight. I feel good about it. They say, how many you going to feed? Everybody we can. Yeah. I'm not just buying food just for us over there at the house. Let's feed everybody. Why? Because I feel good serving you. So this family structure, look at this family structure. Mother, butter, mother, soda. Yeah. This is a different kind of mother here. Today you got a different kind of mother. Mother, soda, butter. Straight off the boat. Now listen to the biblical family. 1 Timothy 5:1. Read.
Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren.
Now we ain't just talking about no title elder. You don't rebuke them neither. You're talking about the elderly person. You know, you're supposed to respect Mother Gloria. You know, you're supposed to respect them. And now you got this strength. That don't mean she got the strength. You know, but you're supposed to respect them. Read.
The elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity. Honor widows that are widows indeed.
Not just widows, but widows indeed. Widows. Read.
But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home.
Now, look here. You know, you sitting here with the Watergate cover up for your children. You see, you got mother, you got butter, you got sister, you got children. You cover for your children. Your little thieving children. Your little sneaky children. Yes, you do. And you get mad when somebody says something to your children. I want to be saved. Help me with everything I got. God, help us. Help us, God. I need help. I can't do this on my own. I had about 20-something in my house. I couldn't do it on my own. Sam used to come over there and just help. Just help. They're going to call themselves, going to handle Sister Sam one day. That's when they got their first whooping. Joanna in the game. It was because of the way they treated somebody who held my arms up. Said, Bishop, you and your wife, y'all can go ahead and go where you got to go. I'll take care of the children at the house. The house going to be clean, and then they're going to disrespect Sister Sam. And then I showed them how I felt. Rachel was crying and just saw the belt. What you hollering for? What you hollering for? It's something when you get a whooping before the whooping even comes. Jordan, you ever got a whooping before the whooping came? You never start crying when you just saw the belt. Oh, but you good, boy. You good. You're a bad boy. I ain't gonna ask John, because John probably gonna lie anyhow. You know. Boy, these children know. They know that look when that parent come. You know, all right, you done did it now. You know. Their first whooping was when they disrespected somebody who was helping me from my children. Said, what you said to her? Y'all love the Lord. You remember that, Joanna? You remember that? You going to nap her hair now? Okay, good. What you say now? You remember that? Okay. Say it loud. You remember that, Joanna? Yes, you remember that. You can't know about your husband sitting here. You remember that? They're going to diss Sister Sam, you know. And she saw the support and the blessing of helping her pastor. And God blessed her. Before she left him, she wanted to talk to her pastor. She had to spend time talking to God and talking to God. She held on. She wanted to have that last conversation with her pastor. I think it was about 3 or 4 hours after we talked. It wasn't too long, she was gone. She said, I was out of town. I said, when I get back, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming straight to see you. So we had that conversation. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. What verse we at? Verse 4, read.
But if any widow have children or nephews, let them learn first to show piety at home, and to requite their parents, for that is good and acceptable before God. Now she that is a widow indeed, and desolate, trusteth in God, and continueth in supplications and prayers.
Now they're giving you a vivid description, not just to a widow, but they're giving you a vivid description of a widow indeed. She is what? 5th verse.
And desolate, trusteth in God, and continueth in supplications and prayers night and day. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. And these things give in charge, that they may be blameless. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
Now, I know how we break this thing down. I know how we break this thing down, and we tear the brothers up with it. But in the subject matter right now, he talking about a sister. Brother ain't right neither if he don't do it. But we don't talk about this about the sister. So I'm a single mother and I got so much on me. Look at him. You need a job. It's so much on me. How you grown and you ain't working? You grown. He said, now, read that 8th verse again. Read.
But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
But we'll put a brother out the church in a minute and just tell him, we ain't gonna physically put him out of nothing. We say, boy, you done denied the faith. You're an infidel. You don't pay no bills. You don't do nothing. You don't want nothing. But if I'm not mistaken, right now the subject matter is subtle. That's the subject matter right now. But we're not exempting the brother. But we sure didn't include Sutter. I can't get this job too hard. It's too hard. Look, many people go to work on a hard job. It's too hard. I know I got me a job I love. I love my job. I got the best job in the world. The Lord told me, he said, your job is more important than the President of the United States. He said, you got a job, and I love it. I love my job. Ain't many of y'all can say that. You got a job you don't like. You got a job, you just doing it for the money. That's it. Period. If they don't pay me, then they will see something. Y'all love the Lord? I am not. You ain't going to that job if they don't pay you. You going to look for a job to pay more money, and then you ain't looking at what you do. You just looking at more money. So you don't care what you got to do as long as you're getting more money. And then you don't even like what you do. When you have them children, you got to take care of them. And how you prove yourself? Take care of yourself before you have children. Because if you can't take care of you, you sure ain't finna take care of no children. Children. Whatever culture you from, you're going to have to work. Little John don't care. Where's John at? John. Little John. There you go. There you go. It's manifested. There you go. Yeah. Praise him, John. Right now, he ain't in the spirit. All John concerned about after church, it's time to eat. He wants something to eat. I don't care how I got there. I don't care nothing about Bishop did it. I'm finna look at my mama or his man-made godparents. Self-made godparents. They made they self. Boy, I'm your God daddy and you're my God son. That's it. You go to them. You don't care nothing how I got there. Y'all love the Lord? Come on, let's not stop there now. Let's go ahead. Go on the 9th verse. What did it say?
Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man. Now,
I know we got the motherboard started 80. All right, that's 60. Okay, but now I'm finna give you a vivid description of what a mother in the church supposed to be. We finna describe the description of a church mother. 10th verse. Let's go back to that 9th verse. Read.
Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man.
Well, one description is the wife of one man. 10th verse. Read.
Well reported of for good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work.
You see, now let me say, so just because we call you mother, don't mean you no mother. We talking about a Bible one. What we talking about? They give you a vivid description. Not just because you reach a certain age limit. And then now that's what we do. We just put you we just start calling you that because you 80. You 60. And we just start calling you that. Mother. You know, and so forth. And so he gave you a vivid description. How many of y'all in here 60? You know, under my female. All right. Okay. She said she's 61. You know, do you fall up under 10? Verse 10. Shut up. Just shut your mouth now, because I want you to stay saved. Y'all love the Lord? 11th verse, read.
But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Christ, they will marry, having damnation, because they have cast off their first faith. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house. And not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan.
And we'll talk about this on later. Y'all love the Lord. Now, when they ministered to the man of God, in the process of it, you want to understand the life that they had when they ministered to the man of God. Let's notice here in Luke 21 and 1. Read.
And he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in thither 2 mites. And he said, of a truth I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance, and cast in unto the offering of God. But she of her penury hath cast in all that the living.
So when we look at the woman who built the chamber, the bedroom for the man of God, now these people are ministering according to their substance. They're given from what they have in the process of it. Why? Because a lot of times there are people that don't mind supporting the church, but sometimes they don't want to support the man of God. They'll support any project that we have, but when it comes to man of God, they ain't too much with it. Ecclesiastes 10 and 19. Read.
A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things.
Money can deal with stuff, you know. You say, what you need, you know, and I ain't asking you to give me nothing, you know, and so forth. So I want you to think a certain way. Y'all know I ain't no money preacher. So the process of it is, I'm just trying to show you how blessed I am by ministering to my leader and obeying God. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. Notice in Isaiah 23 and 18, you know, I said something to the brethren and so forth, that now there's a certain way you act when you around your leader and so forth. You can act a disrespectful way, and you don't know how to act around him. You can be so wrapped up into you and your life till you forget who you're around. Now, mind you, you can just ride in the car with us, and God can be ministering to us, and then you could take us off. And you're supposed to maintain yourself around the man of God, because you don't know if God's going to talk to him about you. It might be something you need to hear. Because when I be riding down the road, if I just get into that certain zone, first I'll be hearing, sound like I be hearing angels singing. And so when I get in that mode, and then I just go in that zone, and I'm telling what I'm finna hear. I'm telling what I'm finna hear. And then the jack of a car can throw me off. A phone ringing can throw me off. Conversation can throw me off. And I don't respond. I just sit there. Man, do they know what they just did? You got to learn how to behave around a man of God. Isaiah 23 and 18, read.
And her merchandise and her hire shall be holiness to the Lord.
He said, now her merchandise and her hire shall be holiness unto God, unto the Lord. What does it say?
It shall not be treasured nor laid up.
He said, yeah, they ministering to God, the man of God, read.
For her merchandise shall be for them that dwell before the Lord, to eat sufficiently, and for durable clothing.
He said, I'm going to count what they did for my people. I ain't just looking at how much money they gave. Example, Acts 9 and 36. Your blessing the man of God, you don't know how it'll benefit you. Acts 9 and 36, read.
Now there was at Joppa a certain disciple named Tabitha, which by interpretation is called Dorcas. This woman was full of good works and alms deeds which she did. And it came to pass in those days that she was sick and died, whom when they had washed, they laid her in an upper chamber. And forasmuch as Lydda was nigh to Joppa, and the disciples had heard that Peter was there, they sent unto him 2 men, desiring him that he would not delay to come to them. Then Peter arose and went with them. When he was come, they brought him into the upper chamber, and all the widows stood by him, weeping, and showing the coats.
They weeping because they showing the labor that she did among them. Read.
And showing the coats and garments which Dorcas made, while she was with them. But Peter put them all forth, and kneeled down, and prayed, and turning him to the body said, Tabitha, arise. And she opened her eyes, and when she saw Peter, she sat up. And he gave her his hand, and lifted her up. And when he had called the saints and widows, presented her alive. And it is known throughout all Joppa, and many believed in the Lord. And it came to pass that he tarried many days in Joppa with one Simon, a tanner.
It is, she labored for the kingdom, and the man of God said, keep around a little longer. I remember Dante came and said he was ready to go. I said, I ain't ready. You got to take some more pictures. I ain't ready. You ain't finished with your work yet. He told me, he said, I'm ready to go with Elder Gooseby. I said, well, I'm sorry. I ain't ready. So I got this. I'm finna overrule what your request just said. Y'all love the Lord? Tell the Lord thank you. Hebrews 6 and 10 in my conclusion, I think. Somebody tell the Lord thank you. Tell him thank you. Read.
For God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints.
You ministered to the saints.
And do minister.
This stuff count. May God bless you.